there, everyone. I hope you can all hear me and see me. I seem to have a little bit of trouble with the Wi-Fi, so that I hope that you can all hear me nicely and that the image is good for you. So hi, everyone. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Carol. Hi, Dorothy. Hi, Liz. Thank you so much for joining me today for this happy crafting hour with me, Lilith, on this lovely Monday. I hope you all had a great start to the week. Monday is over here for me. It's 10 p.m. I will be going to bed after this. So there we go. My connection should be okay now, as it is showing now. So I hope that this live will go without any hiccups. So I hope you all started the year well, and that you've all been very busy. And today we're going to be crafting. I'm going to try and make 3 cards with you today. And I have picked one of the latest products from the January release. Thank you for popping in and telling me that you can see me and hear me just fine. And I will show you that in just a second. Don't forget to share this live video while it is live, and we will pick a lucky winner for our gift certificate of $15. So there you go. You can share however you want on YouTube, on Facebook, share it with a friend. Thank you for sharing, Rosie. So today, this is the set I'm going to be using. Here we have got it. I'm going to try and hold it up to the screen. You can't see much of it as is because it's a layering stencil. And this is the simple coloring stencil set, 60s Sunshine. And I'm really, really into it, into the kind of retro designs, 60s, 70s designs. And this set is just that. It's got that kind of 70s vibe. There we go. So this is the set. Here we go. I might just maybe show the back of the embossing folder here. So you can see it's got these lovely flowers on there. And it comes with the embossing folder, which you can see here. And it comes with this layering stencil, which is composed of 3 layers. And you can create some wonderfully fun cards and backgrounds with this set. So that's the set we're going to be using today. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of using it. So I've also cut out some cardstock. I've got some smooth cardstock here. Oh yes, Sarah, I love retro kind of vibes and patterns. We're going to be redoing our kitchen and all the hallway, and I've been really drawn to all the kind of retro kind of wallpapers you would have probably seen in lots of houses in the 70s. But that's thing I like. I'm so sorry that it's so blurry. I can always try and change and see if I can get myself coupled to the I'll just see. If it's blurry for lots of people, I might just go and get a cable and see if I can pop the cable in here. Dorothy is saying it's blurry, Sherry as well. I don't know if others are having the issue as well. Maybe I can just check on my phone. That way I can just see if it's blurred too. Let me just go and check. Beautiful. So I'm just going to check here and see if I'm blurry or not. Some houses in the 70s. My image is also a bit blurry, so yes, I'm going to try and just see if I can pop a cable in. So if you can just give me 2 minutes. Oh, sorry. Let's just see if this works. I'm back. I'm going to just switch over to the cable and just see if that works. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm just going to check if I'm back or not, because I think I got disconnected. Can you hear me? Because I'm having some issues. Okay, I don't know how the connection, but it's still blurry. Sound is okay, but still blurry. But we'll have to go with that because I don't think it says that my connection is 10 out of 10. So I don't understand why I'm blurry. Okay, let's just go with what we've got here, and we'll just see how that goes. But there we go. I'm just going to pop you down, probably because it's snowing and raining. We always have like a bad connection when it's like that. So, okay, I'm just going to pop you down and we can start crafting. There we go. So this is our little set today. So it's the 60s Sunshine simple coloring stencil, and I've also got the 60s Sunshine embossing folder here. It's better on, I'm in Belgium. But I'm all the way in Europe, but we've been having really bad weather, and we have had some issues with our internet connection the last couple of days as well. So maybe it's that. My computer says that my connection is 10 out of 10, but maybe there's something going on the line. So probably that. I think it's more something I can't help, but I can't probably resolve this issue, but let's just start crafting. So we're going to start with our lovely paper here, as well as our embossing folder. So I've just cut out some smooth cardstock. It's a smooth white cardstock, and I'm going to pop this in the embossing folder. The embossing folder is 6 by 6. I'm going to be creating some 4.5 by 4.25 by 5.5 cards. So what I usually do is just kind of line it up with the edges here. And you can even just pop it more to the center if you want to, just making sure that everything is nice and straight, as you can see here. There we go. And I'm just going to run this through my die cut machine over here. So sorry, that doesn't fit all the way in the screen. There we go. I'm just going to have a look at all the comments. Oh, Sherry, you should come here. Just not today, because we've been having just the whole Christmas period, as well as up to now, we've just been having rain, just non-stop rain, everyday rain. And today we were having a little bit of snow but more sleet. It's just been really grey, but it's a great country. There's lots to do and lots to see. There we go. So, oh, yeah, that's silly me. That's my end of the day brain. This won't go through with a double plate. So let's just pop one of those plates off and run it through. There we go. And I'm so sad some of you have got a blurry screen. I really wish I could resolve that issue, but I might just email my provider tomorrow and just see what's going on here. Oh, Saskia, it's been wonderful, hasn't it? There we go. So I've just popped this through the die cut machine with the embossing folder, and you can see how pretty that is just embossed. You've got all these lovely flowers just as a background. This is already very, very pretty. So what are we going to do now is we're going to add some color to this. So we're going to use our stencil. So the stencil comes in different parts, and it's numbered 1, 2, 3, which means you start with number 1 and then go through to number 3. And it's kind of here, it's over here, and then 2 and number 3. So I'm going to start off with number 1. I haven't got the whole image on here, but I can already see quickly how this lines up. And as you can see, this just lines up as so. And then I can start coloring in these shades. So to do this, I'm going to use some inks from Old New. I've also got some tape here, which I'm just going to use to tape my stencil as well as the card to my crafting mat so that it doesn't move around too much, like so. I'm just going to tape off the edges a bit here. And I'm going to pop a little bit over here. Yes, I know, Sue. These are lovely. And as a scrapbooker, I'm really enjoying the stencils, the layering stencils that come with flowers, because I need lots and lots of flowers. And so I can do them in large amounts, which I think is great. So this is my little tray with all my colors in here. And I've also got my all my little blending tools in here as well. So I don't know which colors I want to pick today. I might just go with an array of colors. So let's just go with Lagoon, Ruby Red, Warm Orange Cream, Warm Sunshine, and some Deep Iris. I'm just going to use all those colors. And then I'm just going to take some of these blending tools. I'm going to use like the medium ones. There we go. Up. All ready to start blending. Thank you, Saskia. I love my tray for my mini inks. I use these all the time that way. It's just a lot easier to have them all in view and just choose them out. And they're easy just to put back again. So I'm going to start with the first. So I've only got 3 layers. I've only got 3 stencils. So I'm having a think of how I'm going to do that. Okay, those will be all the different colors. Let's just go like this. So I'm going to go with, I really like these, and maybe some yellow and orange for the middle sections. Okay, so let's start with Lagoon. I don't know who's behind the Alter New badge. Maybe Alter New badge can pop in. So there we go. So I'm going to just start by blending in these colors, usually with a dark shade. I don't go straight onto the paper just to make sure that it's not too dark. I kind of start a little bit on the stencil itself, and then I can start working my way around. And what's nice about this is that you can leave it a little bit darker and let it go lighter to the edges, like so. Let's just dab it back in there. There we go. Oh, Nancy. I know the rain is awful, isn't it? I know, Rosie. Isn't the tape good? I think it's the best tape ever. I think I might have been behind that tape. um, it is a big roll. There we go. No, I had something very similar to, no, I had this tape, and then I met up with Lydia, and she said that tape is so good, and we Alton kind of figured out who was the manufacturer, and so now we have the tape. Okay. And these mini blending brushes are just the best ever. So I use these all the time, and I don't have like a blending brush for each color or kind of each set of colors. I kind of like, I would use this for blues, and then I just rub it onto some paper or a cloth, and once I see that there's no more color on it, I'll just go with a similar shade of blue or kind of these aqua colors. So you don't really need one blending brush for all your colors, even though that would be nice. I know, Rosie. Some of the, like the tapes which say they're not too tacky are still too tacky, and sometimes pull up watercolor paper which has been wet a little bit. And I've noticed that with this one, even when my paper is even a little bit wet or completely dry, it doesn't pull up anything. Whereas with other tapes, even though the paper was completely dry, when I did take it off, it still pulled up some of the paper, which is so annoying. So let me just continue working on my little flowers here, because I'm just chatting, and then we won't have any time. There we go. Just trying not to miss any of those elements on the sides. You can see we don't want to miss those. And you can just go in with more color if you want to even have darker shades, or if you want to keep them lighter, you just go in with a lighter shade. So and it's a good idea just to kind of twist your brush around and go in all the directions so that the coverage is kind of nice and even. And I love that you can really get into all those nooks and crannies. There we go. It's Han behind the badge. It's Hannah. There we go. So that's our, oh, forgot a little bit here. You sneaky little petal. There we go. Yes, they're quite short. I don't know if you can see them on the screen here. So they're really, really short. They're probably 1/8 of an inch. No, even less. They're really, really short. And which means they're very dense as well, which I really think is good when you're trying to blend in the colors. So I'm just going to pull this away. Ooh, look how pretty that's looking. Oh, I love that. It's already looking really, really pretty. There we go. So I'm just going to give this a quick clean. There we go. This is just a little bit of water, which I've got in my little mini spritzer. So I'm just going to clean this off so that it's ready to go for our next coloring project. If we do another coloring project, there we go. So that's already clean. We can put that to one side. And now we're just going to take the next one. So next layer. all we have to do is line this up. This is such an easy stencil to line up. I mean, just poof, you pop it on there and it's done. So let's just kind of get that tape back on there. Oops. And just pop that in there so it doesn't move around too much. Okay, I'm going to go in with a little bit of red now. Oh, the Lagoon is one of my favorites. You bought it twice. Well, I mean, Susan, now you've got Lagoon for forever. Hi, Nancy. So if you've just joined us, I'm using the 60s Sunshine Stencil. It's a tongue twister, as well as the coordinating embossing folder. And I just embossed a white piece of cardstock, and now I'm coloring in my little flowers. You could go with the same shade. If you wanted to, just go back in with Lagoon. If you wanted to go like on tone and have just a different center. But I'm going to make it nice and colorful because it's so gloomy outside and I want some color. And I'm going to go in with my ruby red. This is a really, really pigmented color. There we go. Let's just start in the center here and let's kind of rub it out. Such a lovely, lovely shade. I love, this is kind of the rainbow set of colors. There was I think a couple of months ago, there was this kind of period where I would use it every single day. I would create rainbow colored everything. It's a kind of an arm workout doing all this stenciling. This is such a lovely color. Don't move, stencil. My paper moved a little bit. I should have just glued the paper down to the craft mat, which is what I do sometimes. Okay, let's just pick this up and pop this back on correctly. There we go. Okay, there we go. Zoom. So let's continue our coloring. I think this is so much easier than layering all the stamps, especially when you've got flowers. Let's just get all those in as well. I think I've got everything. Another good rub. Okay. So let's just pull this off as well. Ooh, look at that. Look at how pretty that is and colorful. It already makes me so happy. There we go. So let's just put this to one side. Give this a quick clean. The reds do tend to stain a little bit, so I kind of like cleaning them up immediately just to make sure that it doesn't stain the stencil too much. If there's staining, that's not really an issue. It won't affect the quality of the stencil. There we go. So that's that one done. Look how pretty that is. And you could leave it as such and just have the centers white, but we're going to add a little bit of color to those centers. And just to make sure that this doesn't move around too much, I'm just going to take my Altenew tape roller here. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue over there, and then I can just pop this down, and so that will make sure that it doesn't move too much. So I'm going to pop that on like so. Once again, I'm going to just take a little bit of tape because, there we go. I'm going to mask that off nicely. So, oh, don't move. There we go. Hi, Bo. There we go. So we've got this all nicely glued down, and I'm going to kind of mix between the warm sunshine and the orange cream. So we did lagoon and ruby red for our petals, and now I'm going to go in with warm sunshine, orange cream, and just kind of mix the colors together. So let's just go in with the orange cream. And go, oh, that's nice and dark. And here as well. Let's just pop orange over there as well. Okay. So, and if you want to kind of just go in with the next color, I'm going to kind of just wipe this on a little Post-it just to make sure. There we go. And you can see I'm testing it on here, and there is no more orange on that. I'm going to go in with some yellow. Might just do some purple as well. Yes, the bristles are very, very short. Yeah, about 5 millimeters. This is 1/8 of an inch, and it's like half of that. So go in with yellow over here as well. A bit of yellow. I might just do orange there too. Let's just pop in some orange again. Ooh, nice and orangey. There we go. And then the others I'll do in purple. That way we have all our colors. Let's just go in with the purple. Going to be a really fun, vibrant card. There we go. And I think I've got everything there. Oh, might just darken this one a bit more. There we go. Yep, that's a great idea, Sue. I've just got to post it here. So let's just pull this away. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. I just love all the fun colors on that. I'm just going to give this one a quick clean. There we go. Zip, zip. Just pop the card off here. Everything nice and clean. So I just clean it off with a little bit of water. There we go. So here we have got our finished little card. And you could leave it as such, but I have got another idea for you. And it is just to add some detail to the flowers. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take a fine liner from Altenew. So this is one of our precision pens, and I'm going to doodle around the edges because I really want to give it this kind of doodled feel. So I'm just following the edges of the embossed area, and I'm just kind of sometimes doing a double line or not. And you can just kind of add some fine doodled lines around the edges, and it will create this kind of really fun kind of hand-drawn effect. But you don't have to do any drawing yourself because you've got the embossed image to follow. You could also do this with the other side as well. I love doing double lines. There we go. So I'm just following around the edges of the embossed petals. Yeah, Zentangle is a little bit different because you're kind of filling in. This is just more like doodling. We did a class on Zentangle at school once with the students. They loved it. It's very relaxing. So once again here, I'm just following the lines. And what's fun with this is that you can see all the little details, like in this flower, there's like this little line in the center. And I do love adding a little bit of detail. And like Altenew now has the foil embossing plates as well. And sometimes I'm just a bit too lazy to take them out. So instead of foiling, I kind of just doodle around the edges. I'm so sad that the image is blurry. I wish it were. I don't know why, because on my side it says that my connection is good. So I don't know where the issue is. I think next time I'll just make sure that I set everything up with the internet cable. I've never had this issue in the past. There we go. So I'm just going to keep on doing this just to finish the card. And then once you've finished doodling, you can add your sentiment. And I think this is a really fun thing to do as well with kids, because it's like a bit like coloring in, and then they can practice like drawing outlines, and they get a feeling of how to draw flowers as well, because you've got these examples. So here I'm just going around the edges. Whoops. That's why I often do a double edge, because the first one kind of messes up. So if I do a second one, it's normal because there's this kind of double edge. Thank you for sharing. And don't forget these little ones around the edges. I once did a card and I doodled around, I think they were leaves or something, or circles, and I just forgot one in an edge, and it looked really, really strange. So check everything to make sure all your edges are nicely doodled. We're almost there. One more to go. Yeah. Almost done. Just this edge over here, but they're teeny tiny ones, so that should go fast. Oops. Yes, the fine liner pens, the black ones, I really need to get a second set, maybe even a third, because I do like using these in my planner too, because you've got the different sizes as well. And here I've got the 005. It's like the finest one. I like using this one to create kind of all my little doodled effects because I want a really fine line, as I do double lines. There we go. All done. There we go. It's all finished. So that's the finished card with all the little doodles. And usually what I would do now, just to fill up some of the white space, is I kind of do a little squiggly line. A little bit like an @ sign. This is kind of the replacement of my enamel dots, or little sequins. There we go. Just finishes up that kind of white space in the center. There we go. Yeah, I'm just checking on my phone again. It's still pretty blurry. I don't understand why. There we go. So first card, let's go on to the second one, which I really want to show you. So I've got some black watercolor cardstock on here, here. And I'm just going to take my embossing folder and run that through just like the previous card. So I can get that image in there. So let's do just that. So I'm just going to take out the embossing folder, which we've got here. Like so. There we go. Now, this is watercolor paper. So usually what I do is I just mist it a little bit, because I have noticed that sometimes with some kind of watercolor papers, it tears a little bit, and just by misting it a little bit, it makes sure that your paper doesn't tear. But not with all papers, it depends on the paper type. So I'm just going to run this through the machine again, like so. And here we have got the black. I don't know if you can see. It's really hard to see. Oh, I'm going to try and hold it up to the light a little bit. But you get this really cool effect on both sides as well. There we go. So it's hard to see, but once we start coloring in, you will see it come to life. So black watercolor cardstock, which I've got here. Hi, Xiomara. There we go. So I'm not going to be using the stencils for this one. What I will be using is some Altenew watercolor brushes, which I've got here. So these are the finer ones, and the metallic paints. So I'm just going to pull those out. You could also use the gouache paints on here if you wanted to, but I'm going to be using the metallic watercolor paints. There we go. Which are here. Look at all those lovely colors. Let's just pop my little dye inks to one side. I don't need all of those. There we go. So I've got my metallic watercolors over here and my card. And I'm going to use, let me just see which one I'm going to pull out the 0 brush, but I think I'm going to use number 2 or number 3. Let's go with number 2. Hi. There we go. So first things first, we need a little bit of water, which I have got. There we go. Okay, and first things first is that I'm going to add some water to the paints I'm going to be using. So I think for the centers, I'm going to go with this color, which is Enchanted Gold. So let's go with the Enchanted Gold. There we go. So I'm just going to pop some water on there, and then I'm going to go to my next color. Oh, I like the red here, which is Garnet. So let's just go with that one as well. I'm already adding water to it. There we go. I could just spray in. Probably going to use this one, which is one of my favorites, the Aquamarine. And just going to pop some in that blue and some purple as well. There we go. So I'm going to start doing my centers. So there we go. Let's just take some of that lovely color. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. And I'm just going to color in my... So I'm using the section of the card. So with the emboss, this is embossing up. So the image is going up, and here I'm going down just to make it a little bit, just to change it a little bit. And I'm just thinking it's going to be easy to color in with the embossed image going down here. There we go. So that's one done. Just look at how pretty that color is. So on the black, you can't see a lot at the moment because it's black and it's just an embossed image. But once we've got all our color in, it will look really, really pretty. And these pigment inks on, oh, sorry, they're not pigment inks. These watercolor inks, the metallics on black cardstock are just stunning. There we go. So I'm just following the line. There we go. So let's just continue with our centers here with the Enchanted Gold. Oh, I forgot how pigmented these colors are. They're just so pretty. I do need a little bit more water. Just going in and filling in the center circles. There we go. Look at that. Everything is shining. There we go. I'm so sorry you're not feeling up to scratch, Tracy. I hope you'll feel a little bit better. Oh, COVID is horrible. There we go. Up. So I'm just doing all the centers with the gold. There we go. Oh, there we go. So just checking that I'm getting all of those centers in. Oh, missed one over here. The colors are amazing. There we go. So some of the flowers, they have like their center circle and then like there's a border around it. I'm going to leave that black and then I'll just see how this works out. So I've got my gold in there. Look how pretty that is. I mean, you could just draw circles on your black cardstock and it would already look good. So I'm going to go in with some of that red. Ooh, it's so pretty. Oh, I forgot one there. Oh, I forgot a circle. Let's just go back with, get that circle done because otherwise, silly me. And the colors are really, really, really vibrant. Whoop, oh, I went over the edge a bit. Let's just try and clean that up with a clean brush. Clean, clean. And what's funny, when you finish watercoloring with these metallic watercolors, the water left over where you like kind of wash your brushes off, it's just full with kind of glittery goodness. There we go. Let's go in with our red now, with our garnet. And I'm going to do my petals here. Ooh, there's a little color on there. So the idea of using this side of the embossed image, it makes sure that I can stay in the lines as well. There we go. And I'm moving my card around just to make sure that it's easier to color in. Okay. The red is so pretty too. Good. I might just color in the center circle as well, but I'll pick another color for that. Oh, I went over the edge there. Let's try and clean that up. Okay, let's continue working on our flower. Oh, this is does take a little bit longer than the stencil. You could also just do this on white watercolor cardstock. I don't think I'll have time to show you today. And use the the woodless watercolor pencils. It's a great way of coloring in the embossing folder as well. Your usual watercolors will work just fine too. Good. Ooh. Even though it does take a little bit of time, I do find it really relaxing when I'm watercoloring. There's just something about watercoloring which is just such fun. There we go. So pretty. I'm just thinking what color would work well just with that kind of border. I'm just thinking, I think this color would work really nicely. That is called citrine. There we go. Let's just pop it in there. Just see how this looks. Okay, I think that will work. I'm just going to go in with a finer brush because I do want to really stay close to the edge of my flower there. There we go. So I'm going to go in with my 0. And just follow the edge. I'm loving the look of these colors on the black watercolor paper. And there we go. One flower done. Yay. Let's work on the next one. As I'm working with this color, let's just pop in a little bit more water, like so. I'm going to do the next outer layer here. There we go. I think it's always fun just to create something with a little bit of glitter. This is a great way of doing it. I know it's totally different. Totally different, the look here. And now I'm going to go in with my little blue over here. There we go. They are both really colorful cards, but totally different looks. And what's really fun about these watercolor or these metallic watercolors is how different they look on black and on white cardstock. And that makes them like super versatile. And they're super shiny, super shiny. Okay. So it's a little bit more tricky than the stenciling. But if you like watercoloring, then do give this a try. There we go. And for the outer edge, I think I'm going to go in with that lovely color here, which was called, this one, the purple one, is called Amethyst. Oh, and I've got that pretty, oh, the blue is nice as well. Maybe I'll go with blue on the outer edge here. And what's really fun with this is that if you see like the colors are blending in a little bit together, just go with the shade you want to cover it, and it covers up really nicely. There we go. So should I go with the blue or the purple for this outer shade? I think I might just go with the blue. Let's just stay with the blue here. It's super pigmented, really fun. Okay, let's just go with that. There we go. I'm going to continue working on that. That blue on the black is stunning as well. Look at that lovely blue there. That's so pretty. And they're even better in real life. So I'm still working with my zero brush here, just because I've got like some really tiny spaces to get into. And don't be afraid to turn your paper just to make sure that you've got the best angle for your coloring. There you go. And these watercolor, the metallic watercolors, are really vibrant and very pigmented. Oh, the blue is stunning. I won't have time for the third card, and I probably won't have time to finish this, but you will already have a great idea of how this looks. And I will finish it, and I'll take a picture and then post it here, just to show you the finished result. The blue is stunning. I don't know if I can hold it up a little bit to the screen, but they are really, really shiny. And once they dry, you've got all the details of the embossing that comes out. It's just really, really super, super pretty. There we go. If you haven't got the metallic watercolors and you do like watercoloring, I would really advise you to buy these. It's a bit of a splurge, but I love these colors so much. And I use them quite a lot. Like when I've stamped an image, sometimes I will go in and add some little subtle details with the metallic watercolors, like the centers, just to make them a little bit shiny. There we go. Oh, yes, go ahead and paint a hummingbird. With these colors, I'm sure it will be stunning. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit of my blue over here, just to kind of sharpen the edges a little bit, and kind of just maybe if I got a little bit of the darker blue on there, I can just kind of fix it up. See if I can see any spots. I can just fill those in. This is why these are really super fun to use, because you can keep on layering them until you get the finished look. Look at that flower. Look how pretty that is. There we go. I just love the look of these. I might just paint a little bit of a purple one as well for this one. So once again, I'll just continue doing the edge around the center with the citron. There we go. Let's just do this. I need a little bit more water. Let's go. I do want to have, I've forgotten how the purple is, how the shade purple is on black cardstock. So I do want to give that a go before I bid you adieu. There we go. So done the outer edge. Okay, let's go in with a little bit of that purple. There we go. Give it a good mix. So let's go in. Ooh, pretty. I love how all these colors look together. It's really based on the first card, but then with just metallic paints. The purple is stunning as well. Okay, I just love all of them. There we go. I'll probably be using my metallic paints for a while now. That's usually how it goes. I try something out again and then I get hooked, and then I'm going to use it for a couple of months. There we go. Those of you who have the metallic paints, how do you use yours? Like if you've got maybe a different technique of using them, or maybe some tips or new things I could try. I like to use all the products I've got in different ways. I'm always looking for some new ideas. And I'm sure you've got loads of ideas for me. I love the idea of a hummingbird, especially because there are some that are really, really colorful. So that would be really fun. to kind of color. I love the purple as well. The purple is looking really, really pretty. There we go. So we've already used a variety of colors here, so you already get a good idea on how they look on the black cardstock. Oh, this is so pretty. I'm so sad. It's already an hour into our live. There we go. So I'm just going to try and hold these up to the light so you can see them shine and shimmer. And I think it was a really good idea to have the embossed image like going down. So the up is on the other side. You could try, but the fact that I'm coloring into the embossed image makes it a lot easier to stay into the lines. Now that it's dry, I can see where I kind of missed up going to the edges. So I can like kind of go over it and color elements in and make it look like a really crisp image. There we go. I'm going to finish this probably tomorrow, and then I'll take a picture of it and show it to you. But just like that, it already looks really, really, really pretty. Bright florals on the backgrounds, yes. Christmas ornaments, yeah, I know. Those are kind of the ones we're going to do. I'm so happy you've got lots of ideas. So I did want to do another card with normal watercolor cardstock, but that would be for a different, maybe Facebook Live session. So here we've got our two cards, one which is finished, where we use the kind of classic method, which is first using the embossing folder, then using the coloring stencil. But once again, here I mixed and matched all the colors, but you could go with one color and then a center. You could go with different shades, like going with lighter pinks and lighter and darker pinks, and then going with the shade in the middle. And then just to make it a little bit more fun and quirky, I doodled around the edges with a precision pen. And then all you have to do now is pop a sentiment on there. And then this one, which was the same embossing folder, but then I used my metallic watercolors to color in my floral images. And I think this is my favorite look. I'm so happy the way these turned out. And I'm just going to finish this one probably tomorrow, and then I can take a picture and show you. So there you have the two ideas for using this lovely 60s Sunshine stencil, which is my favorite at the moment, just because it's really up my alley with all of these fun kind of 60s designs. And there you have it. I'm so happy you like the lives, and I'm so sad that the quality of the video was a bit bad today. So I'm really sorry about that. Ooh, it's going to pop back. There we go. So here are the two finished cards, and you can see this one isn't finished, but this one isn't finished. There we go. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this Facebook Live, even though the image was a bit blurry. I might just tweak around with some settings after this and see if that changes anything. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Han, for being behind the Ultimate badge and popping in all the links of all the products. You got all the ink names, if I'm not mistaken, and all the products used today. And I really do encourage you to give the metallics on black cardstock a try with an embossing folder. I think this would look so fabulous with any kind of embossing folder. So do give it a try. It would make a really fun, colorful and sparkly background, or just a statement piece as such. So there we go. Thank you everyone for joining me. Have a lovely day if your day has just started, or if you're into your day. And I'm going to clear everything up and go to bed because it's past my bedtime. I'll see you very soon. Well, I've already wished everyone a lovely day. So see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.